in our like group chat on Slack, so you can open his laptop to see what it looks like from like the other end. So basically YouTube Live, right?
I'm just gonna join real quick.
Is that me?
Okay, yeah, we'll probably let Aaron do his presentation and then might expand on some points, but more so on the handling at the end with like questions and just see where everyone's at. I think on our end, just because we haven't gotten a chance to sync with him, so I think he's got a flow or whatever that he wants to go through, and then we can just kind of add in wherever there's questions or value or just things that we come out that might not get covered.
Right, and I think that's great. One thing to keep in mind too is that because we're kind of angling this as more as content for future use, there may not be too many questions. So if you guys already had things that you're prepared that Aaron doesn't talk about, you guys already have prepared, you guys want to expand on those after he finishes his section, that would work really well too.
Okay, that sounds good. And yeah, and I think the questions are going to be the best. Even content we do in this, it's like those are usually the things that like get people stuck.
Self on, right? Now you see me. Usually on Zoom because we're
Aaron just hopped on.
That. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself here. No, I'll probably have to leave this and join.
Do we need to do something with the audio here?
Yeah, try turning it up on the.
Sick.
It's actually on the screen. Yeah, so I'm on this computer. So hold on. Can you guys hear me through this? All right. Hey, will you like mute this real fast? Sorry.
You want me to mute this?
Yeah, just mute it. Turn off the sound, and then mute.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Share screen. Unable to share screen. So it's saying I'm unable to share my screen. So I think you guys just need to give me access to do that. Yo. Oh, shit.
All right, so now you're on. Okay.
There we go. Chrome tab. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it must be that it only works in Chrome. That's weird.
Yeah.
All right, so now what I can do, so now you have 3 windows, right? So so whenever you start the presentation, you want to be at the far angle, right?
Yeah. So I'll just kind of like talk first and then go into my computer into the presentation.
All right, first, before I jump, can you guys hear me all right? Can everybody hear me? Test. Hello, hello. Okay, perfect. Cool. So we will jump straight into it. Just so you guys are aware, I can't hear anything coming back, which is strange. So, but we'll figure that out. So today we're going to go into some really cool stuff. Really, really excited to be able to shoot this, record it, and get it out to a lot of people. You know, we're going to talk a lot about LinkedIn, but we're really going to be talking about how to find opportunity through LinkedIn and how you can start leveraging it now, you know, what you can use it for, and how you can really pick and choose where you want to work, where you want to get internships, and find new opportunities to go out and grab new internships, jobs, etc., depending if you're a sophomore. Anyways, we'll kind of jump straight into it. So let's go ahead and switch over to my screen. Paul, if you could hit the mute button there and sound.
Test, test. Test. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start fresh again. Let me see. Can you bring up my screen? There we go. Cool. So everything good. We got everything figured out. Good. Somebody give it. Okay. Awesome. So going into this, right, we're talking about LinkedIn. We're talking about how to use it. We're talking about how to find opportunities. We're talking about how to go get those opportunities and do it in a unique way, where you can actually basically go after any business or any opportunity that you're looking for, right? So we're going to break this down. It's going to be much more of a workshop, like I said before, right? We're going to talk about how to do this and how to really get in contact with anybody that you may need to capitalize on opportunities that you want to go after. So jumping into this, right, what are we going to cover? So I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am, my story, just so you guys can understand, where I come from and why you should even listen to me, right? Then we're going to go into choosing your target jobs, right? We want to really focus on the jobs that we want, right? The stuff that interests us. We don't have to just go after the companies or the opportunities that are listed as hiring, right? We can go after people and go after job opportunities that aren't listed, that they're looking for more talent, right? If you're talented, if you come across in a different way, if you can stand out, any good company is going to hire you, right? They're always, always, always going to take in talent. We're going to talk about why LinkedIn is important to you now, right? We're going to talk about how to profile, or how your profile should be set up when you are contacting and using LinkedIn, right? How to find the contacts that hold the key to your dream job or internship, how to leverage LinkedIn and video to secure the bag, AKA really cool internships and jobs, right? And we're going to talk about how to target top down and bottom up in these organizations, right? So who do you need to go after in order to get these jobs, right? At the end, we'll bring in Luke and Karthik, and we will jump into some Q&A. So going into this, I'm going to just briefly explain who I am really quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time here. My name is Aaron Platt. I was born in Minnesota. I'm from a really large family. There's about 6 of us, 2 sets of twins. I moved down to Florida, and, basically I've lived there my whole life until now. Now I am located in Indianapolis, and I also have a small place down in Miami, Florida. So, I'm really actually very excited to talk to you guys about this. And I'm really, really excited about the space in general and what they're trying to do for you guys. So going back, right, and yes, this is Gordon Ramsay. When I was creating this presentation, one of my guys came in and said I should put Gordon Ramsay there, so I did. But anyways, right, 2015, I was in school, I was playing sports. I actually got kicked out of high school and got kind of thrown into the real world pretty quickly, right? And when I was, in that transition period from school to college, right, I decided that college was the right route for me. So I ended up going to Gainesville. I moved home to Orlando, right, after about a semester or 2 there. I went into a bunch of debt, had a, big fallout there, moved home, went to Florida State, started doing school there. And that's kind of what led me into my first different ventures within business, right? And that was about 2015, 2016. I've done a whole array of different things. I actually started as a bartender when, the ownership changed. They needed a marketing person. I asked if they were paying. And at the time, of course, I was taking anything that was paying. I raised my hand and got into marketing, right? The owner came to me a couple months later, gave me a couple different opportunities with the rest of his bars. So I jumped on it. I dropped out of school and started a marketing agency. At the same time, I also started a bikini company. So I was doing a couple different things. Ended up selling that in 2017, got to travel the world a little bit, got to go to Dubai, Mexico, Amsterdam, Switzerland, got to do a couple things with the agency side. I sold the bikini company, and I got into starting events. So I started doing entrepreneurship events because I always wanted to be around people that I wanted to be like, right? Hence why I really love the space. But a big piece of this whole thing is I didn't really have a community like you guys have with the space. So, I always needed that group, and I didn't really have that foundation to lean on when I was going through my process. And it was always something that I was looking for. So anyways, going into 2017, I sold the bikini company, got into marketing, started doing some traveling with the agencies that I was working for. I started doing music development, management, etc. I was doing a little bit of everything. 2018, I kicked off a company called Social X, which was a entrepreneurship and business mastermind. We were bringing in keynote speakers. We were doing events. That eventually transitioned into a consulting company. And, that led me to where I'm at now, which is Connected. So Connected is a software suite. We have just over 100 employees here in Indianapolis. And we've built out and developed software to basically automate the sales process for large organizations. We worked with a little over 20,000 customers, and we've got about a little under 20,000 active customers to date. With that being said, everything we do is through LinkedIn. So that's where I get my background. Those 20,000 customers are all through LinkedIn, some consulting stuff along those lines. But really, what I'm about to show you guys is something I wish I had back in the day, right? When I was getting started, when I was trying to find new opportunities, when I was trying to go after, say, an internship or a job, right? I was just kind of taking the easiest position that I could find. And I don't want that for you guys. So with that being said, we're going to kind of dive straight into it. I don't think, next slide will be at the end. So I'm going to switch over. If you guys could pull up LinkedIn, and we'll kind of start from the top. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, guys, and, to touch on this briefly, one thing to understand is when you guys are in school, when you're going through school, a lot of people kind of just settle for whatever they can get, right? Or they'll go out and they'll send out 100 different resumes to 100 different applications, et cetera, and they'll just take what they get, right? And what you need to understand is if there is, 1 million students coming out of school or 1 million sophomores, right, across the U.S., there's probably 10 times that, but they're all doing the same thing, right? They're finding a job fair, or they're going to, different directories, and they're sending out their applications and they're sending out their resumes. And that is just what they get taught to do, right? And that's how they're finding internships. That's how they're getting jobs, right? What I want to do is I kind of want to flip the script, right? I want to give you guys a way to where if you guys want to work for Salesforce, if you guys want an internship for Amazon, Apple, Tesla, right? These big organizations, or even smaller ones, real estate companies, different tech companies, sales organizations, whatever the case may be, financial. This is going to be a very easy way for you guys to implement and go directly towards these people, right? And do it in a way that makes you stand out, and do it in a way where you can really, show yourself, right, to them. So with that being said, let me flip back and go over our first talking point real quick. Boom, boom. Cool. So choosing your target jobs, right? I just touched on that. Pick something that interests you. Don't just send out random applications, right? You can do that, but pick something that interests you and go after it, right? We're going to talk about how to actually get to those people throughout this, right? So why is LinkedIn important, right? LinkedIn, like I said, it's a business directory with over 750 million people on it, right? The great thing is you can find and contact any of these people with the click of a button, right? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, they're all great platforms. Facebook and Instagram are, much more social media, whereas LinkedIn is much more of a business directory first and a social media platform second, right? So LinkedIn has tons of opportunity on it. And if you guys leverage it and use it properly, there's a lot of really, really cool things you guys can do on it, okay? So with that being said, right, so your profile, right? Let's first start there. So going into LinkedIn, what you guys need to understand if you don't have a LinkedIn already is it's essentially your resume, right? Your experience, who you are. It's all set up on a profile. It's like your own landing page, right? When you're looking for internships or you're looking for jobs, right? So I'm going to break down what is important in a profile and why it's there and what you need to actually set up before you go out and you use what I'm about to teach you to go get yourself an internship or go get yourself a job, right? So when you come to a LinkedIn profile, you're going to notice, it's set up and it's built out the same exact way, right? At the top, you've got your header image, right? You've got your profile picture, you've got your tagline, you've got, your profile, your about, your featured section, right? Your activity, your experience, all of these different pieces that create your profile. So how do we stand out, right? How do we make ourselves interesting to the people that we're reaching out to, right? Well, you need to set it up in a professional way. You need to set it up that's going to attract or, give you the best chance of success towards whoever you're contacting, right? So if I'm going after a sales agency, or if I'm going after Merrill Lynch, or if I'm going after Keller Williams, or, Amazon, or whatever the case may be, I want to create and think about how my profile should look like to them, right? So when you're building this out, right, the header image is the first thing that they're going to see when they come to your profile, okay? So find a way to build something out that's creative, right? You can do something like I did, like a photo collage. You can do something that's important to you, you can do. Try and stay away from adding 2 profile pictures, right? I've seen a lot of people that set their profile picture as their header image and also have a profile picture. So themselves, right? Figure out what you can do with your banner that makes you stand out, right? After that, you have your tagline, okay? So this sentence right here shows up everywhere across LinkedIn. When you message somebody, right? When you post. So for example, if I go here, right? Shay, whatever her name is, right? LinkedIn video coach, I turn individuals and companies into ... right? Down below. This is an ad right here. Here to write, if it goes viral, it's not because of me, it's because blank, right? So that tag is one of the most important things that you guys can come up with. Now, when you guys are reaching out for jobs and you're reaching out for internships, right? Put something that, you're passionate about there, right? What you aspire to do, what you want to be, what you're trying to get into, right? I am looking for opportunity in blank, or I, have always loved connecting people and want to use those talents in a new opportunity, right? Create something that's around what you're doing, right? And make it short, 1 sentence. Try and make sure it's, it fits in and it sets in with your post and what you're doing, right? So creating your actual tagline, okay? Going down your about section, right? Obviously write about yourself. Figure out some way that you can put in what you want to do, what you want to get out of your jobs, what you're trying to get into, right? What you admire or want to be, right? You can put your experience in here. You can put a good way to get in contact with you. There's lots of easy ways that you can build out your about section, but just think about what your resume looks like and try and build that into more of a story in your about section, right? So you can talk about where you started, where you're at now, what you're trying to get into, right? And try and think and build it out in that way. Now, going into the featured section, this is really just going to be, if you're a photographer and you're trying to get into photography, right? You can put any links, any features of anything that you have in here. Maybe it's a body of work, right? Maybe you write blogs, maybe you write articles, maybe you create content, right? Whatever the case may be, you can link those items here. So every single time somebody comes to your profile, they can click in and see it, okay? Going down, you've got your activity, right? So this will be every single thing that you like, comments, or, post. So one thing with LinkedIn is you want to be really careful about what you like and comment on, because as soon as somebody likes or you like something, it's going to show up to your network and say, Aaron Platt liked X post, right? And they'll be able to click in and see that post. Same with comments, same when you post, okay? Going past that, you've got your experience. So, one thing, if you're new and you're just getting into school, or you're a sophomore, or you're young, or you don't have experience, that's okay. You can put a lot of different stuff in your experience. If you're part of any organizations on campus, you can put that there. If you've ever worked for certain organizations, if you've had internships in the past, you can put that there. This isn't just for job experience. So if you've done anything with organizations, if you're part of, a church group, or if you're part of a school group, or whatever the case may be, you can put that in your experience, okay? And you're going to write, you can basically click, search whatever it is, put your title, employment type, right? Company name, location, when you started, when you left. You can write about it and you'll just upload it. It's that simple, okay? So you'll build out your experience. Going past that, you've got skills and endorsements. Really just go through and figure out what you are good at, and you can go ahead and put that in there. Obviously when you guys are reaching out, you're going to want people to have given you endorsements, right? So go talk to your friends, talk to the people that you're with currently, see if they can click and give you some endorsements so you have that experience. And so it's not just a blank, sales and marketing, business strategy, entrepreneurship. Endorsements are used for people to endorse what you've done for them, right? Or what you've done with them, okay? Going past that, recommendations. So if you have any internships in the past, if you've worked with somebody, if you helped them out, whatever the case may be, if you have any classmates or anybody you've done projects with, they can give you recommendations and that'll help you stand out, okay? So this stuff is very, very simple, but you need to put a lot of time and energy and thought into it, because this is essentially, like I said, your landing page. This is where all of the people are going to be coming to check you out, okay? So getting into more of the fun part of this presentation, we'll go into questions later. The next thing I want to cover is, how do you find the contacts that hold the key, right? How do you find those people on LinkedIn? So what we're going to talk about next is something called a Boolean search, okay? So coming up here, All right, I'll load this up. Up in this top search bar, you can go out and target anybody that you want, right? So the people that are holding the key at these large organizations, or the people that are holding the opportunity to give you the job, right? Usually, let's call it the HR director, okay? Or we can do, let's do talent manager. We could do, or if you're going for marketing, you can type in CMO. If you're going for sales, you can do sales director, right? But let's just start with HR director or talent manager, right? So when we type this in, you're going to get a massive list across LinkedIn. So we're going to type in that or click on people. Okay. So once this loads up, get this going here real quick. Give me 1 second here, guys. People, HR director, talent management. Perfect. So we've got 254,000 HR directors and talent managers across LinkedIn, right? Now, obviously, these aren't the people that you guys may want, right? We need to find the people that work for the companies that you guys want to be working for. So how do we do that? What we're going to do is we're going to go into what this button says right here, all filters, and we're actually going to build out the people that we want to contact. So we'll come in here, right? And current companies is what you're going to want to look for. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple different things that you guys can do with this to find people and how to contact them. But current companies is where you guys are going to basically pick and choose who you're trying to contact, right? So if I come in here and I really want a sales opportunity at Salesforce, right? I come in here, I type in Salesforce and I click here. Or maybe I really, really want to work for Tesla, right? So I come in here and click Tesla. Maybe it's Amazon, okay? Boom. So I can come in here and pick all of the people or all of the companies that I want to contact, right? That I want those opportunities in. And it's going to pull up all the HR directors or talent managers that work for those companies currently, right? So if I go in here and hit show results, get this work for us. So there's 548 HR directors or talent managers inside of these three companies, which makes sense. They're massive companies. But these are the people that you're going to need to contact or in order to get opportunities there. So how are we actually going to contact them, right? That's the biggest piece, right? And you guys are going to need to learn how to do that in a way that makes you stand out, right? So in LinkedIn, right, in order to message somebody or enable to get them into your network, you have to go in, you have to connect, right? You add a note, you send them a request, right? It's similar to like requesting somebody who's private on Instagram. You send them a request, they get to read what you write in that request, and then they get to accept you into your network, right? So the way we're going to do it is we're going to do it a little bit different, okay? We're going to get them to accept our connection request, right? And we're going to do it in a way, I'll give you a couple examples, right? And then we're going to use video. So we're actually going to create videos to send out to these talent acquisition people or HR directors, right? And I'm also going to show you a couple different ways that you can go bottom up or top down, meaning we can go ahead and if you really, 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 really want a job at Tesla or an internship at Tesla, right? We can go in here and what we can do is we can type in, you know, intern search, right? That's 70,000. That's massive. Let's get rid of Amazon and Salesforce. Let's just do Tesla. Okay. So we've got 6,100 interns at Tesla. Okay. So bottom up would be going in and targeting the interns and talking to them and seeing if they can get you introduced to, right, their manager or whoever hired them, right? Top down is going at the big fish, like the HR director, like the talent acquisition manager or stuff along those lines, right? Or maybe going after the sales director or the chief marketing officer, right? So bottom up and top down is going to be a great way for you guys to go in and pinpoint exactly who you want to talk to in these companies and not just send, you know, your application in or send one request and give up, right? Like I was saying in the beginning, pick who you want to work with and work that opportunity until you get told no, right? And LinkedIn gives you the medium to do that. You can go in and contact all of their interns while contacting the CMO, the CRO, and the HR director. And also you can be contacting the sales managers, right? The mid-level people. When you get tons of people that are being contacted by you, right? And you're sending them video, so you're standing out, right? And we'll talk about what that looks like. You're going to have a lot more of an opportunity to get into a position there, right? It stands out a lot more than just sending in an application and sitting back and waiting, right? Because these big companies or these big opportunities, they have thousands, if not tens of thousands of applications coming in every day, right? So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to find these people to talk to, and you're going to go out and you're going to connect with them. So let's take a step back, and how are we actually going to get these people to accept us into their network so we can talk to them, right? That's step one for this whole process, because if we can't send them video, we can't send them our resumes, we can't get in front of them, we can't start those conversations unless we are connected to these people, okay? So let's say I wanted to connect with John here, HR Director, International Consumer at America Amazon, right? Actually, I'm already connected with him, so I'll pick somebody else. HR Director, Amazon Transportation Services, HR Director, Amazon, right? This is actually exactly who we want to talk to. So we're going to connect. We're going to add a note, right? So the way I'm going to reach out to these individuals is much more of, hey, I admire what you're doing at Amazon. You know, you hold a position that I really would like to get into someday. I'd love to just be able to add you to my network so I can keep up with what you're doing, right? So something along the lines of, you know, hello, what was her name? Holly, I believe. Yep, Holly. I really wanted to, or let me see this. Wanted to reach out and connect with you. I am at, you know, blank university, and you hold a position that I admire at Amazon. This is something I have always wanted to do and would love to be able to keep up with you, period. Right? So something along these lines, right? Hey, Holly, you know, I admire what you do at Amazon. I've always wanted to be in a position like you. You know, I'd really like to connect just so I can keep in contact with you and kind of keep up with what you have going on, right? Sending a request out like that is not saying, hey, I'm going to bombard you with my resume, or I'm going to try and get hired from you. But, hey, I admire what you're doing, right? You're in a position that I've always wanted to be in. I'm very interested to just be able to see and keep up with you. You know, I'd love to add you to my network so I can do so, right? I go to blank university. I'm a sophomore here, blah, 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 right? Using this to connect with them, right? Keep their guard down so you don't, you know, they just don't deny you right away, right? And we're going to send this out. So once we hit send, now we wait, right? Once they accept, right, you're going to get a notification in LinkedIn. It's going to say, hey, so-and-so accepted your request or has viewed your profile or whatever the case may be, right? Now, at that point, now we have an opportunity, right? Now we have the HR director at Amazon who we can contact, right? Now, the way that we're going to actually contact them is going to be a lot different than probably what you're used to, right? And I do have a couple examples, so I'll show you what this looks like, but we're going to use video. We're not going to send them a resume. We're not going to write them a long email. We're not going to send them a long message. We're going to use a video to send them what we're trying to talk to them about, right? And the platform we're going to use is called Loom. It's a free platform. You guys can get it. You can download it. It's loom.com, right? But what you can do with this is it can record your screen. It can record yourself, right? And you can send out links that have thumbnails attached, right? So for example, steal business from your competitors, right? I don't know, random stuff. I've got a whole bunch of different stuff in here, but you can create videos and you can send it out, right? So a couple examples of this, we've actually had a couple people do this to us and it's worked extremely well. I know a lot of my friends who are getting out of school right now. You know, I just turned 24. So a lot of my friends are just getting out of school and a lot of them are probably in similar positions to you guys. They're using video and they're all getting really cool jobs. They're all getting really cool internships. And they're actually following what I'm teaching you today. And, you know, they're the ones that are getting these really, really, really cool opportunities. So they're using video, right? And what that looks like, let me pull this up real quick. Get through here. We'll go in, Dallin Goodson. Perfect. Here we go. I'm going to play it. It's a super short video. But basically, good evening, Aaron. I just submitted my application. I didn't see a spot to attach this introduction video. I spent too long on iMovie not to have this scene. If I'm supposed to send it to someone else, my deepest apologies. Right? So you just randomly send me a video, and I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear this.
I'm Dallin Knudsen, and you need me on your team. Not only did I hunt down this beast, but last week I stared down 6 sharks who then made me their leader. I have worked for 3 startup companies in my time of sales so far, and 1 has been purchased by Amazon. Bragging about how I was the top salesman in these companies with records that still haven't been broken from 2 years ago would be conceited. So let's just say I'm good, real good. Did I mention the furniture that smells of rich mahogany? I eat, breathe, and sleep sales, which some would say it's not part of a balanced diet, but I don't give a shit. I adapt, grow, and help those around me grow. You can't be successful alone. I'm stoked to get connected with you, to be interviewed, and to start working with the team, and to prove myself right. Stay classy connected.
So anyways, all I'm trying to show you guys is that stuck out. He sent that to myself. He sent that to my managers. He sent that to our CEO. He sent that everywhere. And he was the top person out of 150 applications that we wanted to talk to first, right? And at the time, we weren't even hiring, right? So this is how you stand out, right? You make yourself valuable. You make yourself interesting. You find ways to bring in your personality, right? People can't read off of a resume what you sound and act like in person, right? And these big companies, they look for personalities. They look for talent, right? They want to find the right people. And if they're not finding or they're not looking, they're going to take in anybody who has talent, right? If you guys came to here and you guys sent in an application or a video, right? We're like, wow, this person's a great communicator. They're funny. They look cool to be around, right? We're going to hire you regardless if we're looking or have open opportunities at the time. We want to, curate and create and hold talent as much as we can. And it's the same with these big companies. So using Loom is very simple. Like I said, it's a free platform. You go create an account. It's going to work right off of your computer. And all you're going to do is, for example, if you're sending the message to Holly, right, you can say, hey, my name's Aaron Platt. I am a student here at Florida State, right? I have always admired Amazon, right? It's something I have always loved to see, always loved to look at, keep up with. And now I think I'm ready to finally, be able to add a lot of talent or a lot of value to what you guys are doing inside of your marketing, right? I've done X, Y, and Z. I'm going to keep this super short, right? I don't want to take too much of your time, but I really would love an opportunity to talk to somebody on your team about a potential internship or about a potential job, right? If you send out those videos, it's a very different process for them to see. They see a random LinkedIn video, they're going to click on it, right? Make it short. Do not try and send somebody who's a high profile individual a 5, 6, 7, 8 minute long video, right? If you notice that last video that I showed you is about 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's perfect, right? Straight to the point, make it funny, right? Try and show your personality, be different, right? And go after that job, right? Send that video that you just made to the HR director at Amazon, the sales manager at Amazon, the interns at Amazon, right? And get it out there. That video will go around. That video has been seen by every single person and every single employee in our entire company, right? So he completely infiltrated our entire company and we hired him on the spot, right? You guys can do that with these internships. You guys can do that with these big opportunities, with these jobs, right? And that's what I want to really, that's one of the biggest points that I really want to make is be different when you're applying to these places. Be different with how you approach, right? Be different with how you sound, how you look, how you act in these videos, right? Get them out there. It's going to stand out much more than an application will. And to be completely honest, a lot of these companies, they just get so many applications that you're just going to get buried. And unless you have a recommendation or you have somebody in there already that's going to hand you off to the person or put your paper on top of the deck, right? Whatever the case may be, it's going to be very, very hard to stand out, right? So use LinkedIn, connect with the people that you want to connect with, right? Find them through the Boolean search. And all a Boolean search is, guys, is using the title of whoever you're trying to contact. So if I am interested in finding a marketing position somewhere, maybe it's Bang Energy, maybe it's Red Bull, maybe it's Monster, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever the case may be, I can come in here, type in CMO, which is Chief Marketing Officer, right? I'm going to do, let's do Marketing Director, right? And I'll just leave it at that. You guys could put in marketing manager. You guys could put in marketing representative, whatever you guys want, okay? And it's going to pull them up for you, all right? And of course, LinkedIn doesn't want to work for me, but you can search and you can pull up anybody by title, right? So we'll go in. Let me get rid of this real quick. I'm just going to see kind of what would look like for some company like Red Bull. So let's go in and let's type in CMO or marketing manager. See what this looks like. Filters, and let's go in and do Red Bull. Red Bull, and let's see, maybe Bang Energy too. Cool. Show results, see what comes up. So we've got 1,000, okay? So here's all the CMOs and marketing managers for Red Bull and Bang Energy. And one thing you guys need to understand about LinkedIn, and I should have covered this earlier, but I'm going to now. If you guys connect with more of these people, the more your network's going to open up. So there's a couple different connection levels in LinkedIn, right? And if I go to all filters, you're going to see first degree, second degree, and third degree. First degree is anybody that's accepted your request. They're in your network, right? They're friends with you, okay? Second is going to be a friend of a friend, right? So somebody who's in your network, the people they know, right? And third is obviously from the person in your network to the person they know to the person they know, right? As you guys build out your LinkedIn and connect with more people and meet more people, etc., you're going to find that your LinkedIn network opens up, right? These profile pictures will start to become profile pictures. The reason I can't connect with this person or this person is because I don't have them as a third degree connection, right? I have some of these people as a second or third degree connection, but I don't have them in my network yet. So I can't reach out to them, okay? Additionally, one other thing I'm going to give you guys is if you guys are really trying to reach out and trying to find a unique way to get out to people, right? You can go in and you can say business owner, right? Or let's do something like CEO, right? And hit search, right? And I will get rid of these companies real quick. Hit reset, show results. So you guys can use your school and find the alumni that's on LinkedIn, right? So if I go into school, right? For example, I went to Florida State. So I'm going to go into Florida State. I will go into Florida State University and I will hit show results. Okay. So this is going to be every single business owner or CEO that's on LinkedIn that went to Florida State. Okay. Now, if I'm only interested in people, for example, that are in marketing and advertising, I can go down here and I can check marketing and advertising, right? So now it's only going to show me the business owners or the CEOs that went to Florida State that are also business owners and CEOs of marketing and advertising companies, right? So now I have my entire alumni network or my entire, 595 people that come up in this result that are all a part of the alumni network within Florida State. This makes it a lot easier to reach out and connect with them. And when you're sending them your videos or your application or anything along those lines, it gives you a lot of common ground to talk about, right? Hey, Sterling, Tyler, I went to Florida State, or I'm currently at Florida State. I'm a sophomore. I'm looking for a really cool internship. Do you think you could make any introductions for me, right? Put it in a video, send it to them, right? The connection's super easy. Hey, saw you're an alumni, saw you're own a business, wanted to reach out and connect with you. I always like keeping up with the alumni that are older so I can see kind of what they've done after they left school, right? Super easy connection, send them a video, it's done, right? So that is really LinkedIn in a nutshell. You can contact anybody, you can connect with anybody, you can find anybody that you want to contact, right? And they make it super, super, super easy to find common ground with people, whether it's through, your connections here, whether it's through, your first degree, your second degree, your third degree, right? Locations, etc. You guys can find anybody that you guys need to in order to get these internships and get these jobs locked down, right? So going back, let me see here. Yep, we went through how to leverage video. We went through how to find the contacts, profile setup, why LinkedIn is important, choosing your target jobs. Talked about who I was. Last thing I'm going to touch on is the actual strategy behind bottom up and top down, right? We talked about that, but how you're actually going to do it, right? So if I go in and let's just use Red Bull again, right? CEO, we'll just do C-suite for now. Let's do CEO, we'll do CFO, we'll do or CMO. We'll do or. Let's try this. I don't know if it'll work with this many, but CEO, CFO, CMO, or let's do president. Search. All right. Let me get rid of these search parameters real quick. Let me get rid of Florida State. Reset. Show results. Get rid of marketing and advertising. Show results. And we're going to attack Red Bull. Red Bull, show results. All right, so we've got 793, right? A lot of these people will probably be like Red Bull CEO of Canada, Red Bull CEO of South Africa, right? So what we want to do is we want to filter down to the United States, hit show results. Okay, now we've got 344. So there's 344 CEOs, CFOs, CMOs, or presidents, right? And president's probably adding a good amount in there. But this would be the top, right? So you're going to start here. You're going to send out connections to all of these people. You're going to start sending your videos out to all these people. At the same time, you're going to take that same video, that same connection, right? And now you're going to go for the intern, right? Or the representative, right? Boom. Now we've got 880 interns and representatives inside of Red Bull that we can also contact. So when you're contacting the top, you're also contacting the bottom. You're going to get a lot of people talking to you or talking about you. If you send in a really funny video, it's almost a layup for you, right? If you can get a funny video shot, if you can get it into their hands, if you can get it into the intern's hands, the CEO, the president, right? That's when you start to really get that opportunity to come into you. So with that being said, I'm probably going to call it off there. Hopefully we can get some questions from this. And yeah, that'll kind of conclude my LinkedIn rundown. Let's see. Lou, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Great.
It doesn't look like we have any questions yet, but I'll give everyone just an introduction to who I am as well. And I'll kind of go off what Aaron did, which, by the way, is a phenomenal presentation. So that was a lot of great information, and I'll just add on a little bit to it as well. But just for those of you that are joining or just seeing me for the first time, my name is Luke McGurran, and I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Greek House. So we're a custom apparel platform for fraternities, sororities, and student organizations. And within the last 2 years, we've been in the top 16% of the fastest growing companies in America. And a big reason for that is, one, we make the custom apparel process extremely easy, but we are also very big on sales and marketing. We actually have a cornerstone internship where we teach just that. And a lot of the strategies that we teach are applicable both online and offline. So what Aaron went over was really great. And I think, some of the essence of those is just going over, hey, grabbing someone's attention and being different. That's a really big one. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to really do that, because what you're up against is a lot of people that are not going to put in the time to just look up one little piece of personal information about the company or about the position or whatever it might be. Using that video is going to be way more engaging than sending a resume or a text or anything like he said that. Now, one piece of advice, and this is what we teach in our sales and marketing internship, but I'm sure Aaron knows it as well, is that a lot of you are going to do this. You're going to reach out once and you're not going to hear back. And you're going to think that Aaron guy was a freaking liar. He told me bad advice, which is not true at all. So y'all know it takes about an average of 7 follow-ups to get someone's attention or a response. And that's because we get bombarded by ads and messages and just all of these things throughout the day that we don't give as much attention to a single reach out that we used to. And so what you want to do is just keep that in mind. You're probably not going to get a response after your first reach out. But if you lead with a very engaging video, that by itself is going to increase your chances of getting response pretty significantly. But then you want to make sure you're following up. So every 3 days, every week, put in a light touch. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just, hey, wanted to follow up. I'm really interested in the position. wanted to see if you saw my video. I put a lot of time into it and really hoping I can become an asset of your team. Something as simple as that is perfect, and you want to follow up frequently. I forget the saying, it's like the squeaky wheel gets the attention or something. And really what it is by being consistent, not only do you stand out, and every time they see your name, they go, oh, okay, I need to get back to this person. What else happens is you're probably reaching out to people that are getting thousands of messages, so they truly are busy. If they're not getting back, you might assume that they're not interested, but you actually want to flip that and just assume if they're not getting back to you, they're busy or they have. So you want to be coming in, acting as a reminder. No answer, like unless you get a true no or hey, we're not interested, hey, we're not hiring or anything, you need to assume they're just busy and they haven't seen it. And I would continue to follow up. And this is something that like in human nature is reversed because you're usually talking to people in person. And so like if someone's not giving you any kind of feedback, you're under the assumption that like they're not interested. But when you go digital, you're competing with millions of other messages and notifications and things like that. So you just want to remember, as long as like what you're going for is a response. A no is just as good as a yes, but you want to get a response to know whether you need to keep following up or if they're not interested. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a response and you're probably going to talk to someone. So just remember to keep following up. And I think everything else that Aaron said is just solid advice. I wish I would have had that back in college. Now, on the tagline too, this was really important. He mentioned it. I think the ones that when I see people reach out to me, I'm usually not reading their message. The first thing I read is that little tagline. And the ones that stick out the most to me are simple and direct. I'm the chief marketing officer. So usually the people that reach out to me want something to do with a marketing position. Hi, I'm looking to get an internship so I can get experience with marketing. Like simple things like that. And it stands out. Before I even read their message, I know exactly what they're looking for. And I also know, hey, we have that opportunity. Out of the, I would say I might get, I'm not even sure the number, 20 LinkedIn requests and messages a day. And that's what I do. I pull them all up and I just kind of scan. I do not go into their messages right away. I'm looking at that tagline more than anything and seeing what resonates with me. So that when you're doing the searches, just think if you're going into marketing, talk about marketing, right? So keep it really simple. And that alone, that in the video, I'm telling you, and the consistency with following up, you're most likely going to hear back from the people you're looking into. So we've got some questions in the chat, and I'll let you, Aaron, I'll let you answer these. These might be better suited for you.
Yeah, for sure. No, first off, what you just said was gold. And I wish I harped on that tagline a little bit more, because you understand, and I know I understand how, like, you have 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. And that tagline is the first second, right? So really, guys, simple, direct, like Luke said, right? And follow up. I mean, that's huge. So what should I be including in this video? Like going over my resume, or should I include anything else? So don't go over your resume at all. Like, don't go over it at all unless it's very, very relevant. Like, I'm talking about a video that's, if I'm trying to work at Greek House with Luke and he's in marketing, right? This video should just be like, hey, Luke, listen, I know you're the CMO. You're at Greek House. I love what you guys do. I like the idea. I like the concept. I checked out your website. It's all super interesting to me. I'm currently at Florida State University. I've been trying to get my feet wet in marketing for a long time, and I've been looking for individuals like yourself that I can learn from, right? I'd love to just be able to ask you some questions on how you got into this and, how you started. And, if you have time for maybe a 10-minute virtual coffee, you'd make me super happy. So let me know. Looking forward to hearing back from you. By the way, I am going to follow up with you. So if I don't hear from you, I'm going to shoot you a couple messages. If you don't want anything to do with me, tell me to pound sand and I will go away. I promise. Right? Done. Right? So it's interesting. I want to talk to you, become interested about what you do. Right? It's not, hey, can I have something at first? Right? It's, maybe ask for a little bit of their time just to see and understand more about what they do. Right? But it's not about the internship job or job yet. Right? It's, hey, I want to stand out. Now, you can go into the resume and the experience, but I'm just saying from my perspective and from LinkedIn and from contacting higher level people, you got to get them to like you first, and then you can ask for a job and an internship, and they're going to absolutely give it to you. And the way to do that is by not going all in for that job or resume up front, right? Like I said, like the example that I just gave, if you sent that out to, 100 CEOs, all in these companies that you really want to work for, or presidents or CMOs or whatever the case may be, you're going to start getting responses from them. And you're even going to get calls booked with them, right? Like I do that for sales today. That's what my team does, right? We ask for about 10, 15 minutes of their time, talk more about their business, see what they're up to, right? You guys are in a really unique situation because you guys are really just looking to learn from these people. And I'll tell you one thing is people at top love talking about themselves. They love talking about their story. They love doing that. So if you can just be an ear and a sponge to them, and get them to like you, like I said, and you can do that very easily over a 10, 15-minute phone call, you're going to have 1,000% a better chance to get that internship or get that job there. Yeah. And I hope that answers your question.
And I'll just add on that too, because as a student, you have a superpower that a lot of people don't realize you have it until you graduate. And once you graduate it 100% goes away. And you being a student reaching out is that everyone at the top, anyone in my position, I'm sure it's the same for Aaron, love to give back. And they will reward students who just take the initiative. Here's something I'm going to tell you that'll take all the stress off you. We know you don't have the experience for the job. You're a student and that's what you're looking to get. So there's no need to say that you do, oversell yourself or anything like that. That's not what it's about. But if you can just identify a few things, let them be known, is that, hey, you're just there looking to learn. You're very passionate, very interested in what they've done, whether it's their company or what they've done personally. And then one of the biggest things, and this is true across whether it's sports or business or whatever it might be, is that let them know you are coachable and you are willing to do whatever it takes to learn. We know as business owners and as people in the business that, like I said, you're not going to have the experience. That's perfectly okay. We're going to teach you. But one of the biggest things we look for is that you're willing to learn, that you're not going to come in and say, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to do this certain part. We're here to teach you. It's really big to say, I'm willing to come in. I'm going to learn as much as I can. And I'm there to be on your team, support you in any way I can. If you can get that across in that first one too, I feel like, pretty high chance of getting a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish I knew this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew this stuff.
Yeah.
Because one thing too is like, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, nobody else in your class or in your group is going to be doing anything like this. So what you need to understand is if you can do this, right? If you can take this, if you can run this, if you can do this and you can do it consistently, you're going to get the big time internships. You're going to get those massive positions. Like, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of people. You're leveraging technology, which, to let you on a little secret, a lot of these big companies don't know anything about, right? So when they see you sending a video on LinkedIn, following up, like, they're gonna be like, wow, this person's driven. Like, I don't even care what you do or what you've done. Like, I want to learn from you, like, tell me what you know about this stuff. Right.
Yeah. And on that note, real quick, I'm glad you gave the example of the guy who reached out with a video. I mentioned earlier, I probably get, 10 to 20 requests a day and messages, and not once have I had a video come through. So that's how easy it is to stand out and be different. If an intern shot me a video, I would 100% take that call and talk to them right away, probably message them same day, because that is just something you don't see. So, and I feel like the younger generations are much more comfortable on video than the older generations. I don't want to date myself, but it's such an easy lever that's probably, not too far off from a strength of yours already that you can take advantage of and just speak, right? And even the video that he showed, it wasn't perfect. Like, that editing, was terrible. It was terrible. And that you said was the number one, you were like, I can't wait. That's the number one person we just want to talk to out of 150. So I really hope y'all are getting just the power of video, and just, I think for starting out, I'm trying to think back when I was getting on there, I definitely had thoughts of like, why would they ever, why would an exec talk to a student? That exec, I can almost promise you, would 100% rather talk to a student than all the other people that are messaging them all day, because everyone else is trying to get something. They're trying to get the person's money, or they're trying to make a sale to them. Whereas you're truly trying to add value. It's not about, hey, what you're taking, but hey, how can I add value and learn in the process? And I think if you just kind of understand that, which is a hard thing, because you feel like I don't have any experience, like I'm not valuable to them. You're extremely valuable. Like they would love to give back. So I think if you take, anything away, just to kind of simplify this, is really just get that tagline down, set your profile up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure it doesn't look like fake or junky. Like put a back photo on there, and then follow the steps that he showed of just finding, just think of 5 companies maybe that you would be interested in reaching out to, and find someone at those companies and just follow his process. And I think once even if you send 2 or 3 and you follow up, you'll break that belief in your head that, oh, this is hard and no one's going to want to talk to me, to, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I can't believe how easy it is to get these conversations. And that will build your confidence with reaching out to larger and larger organizations. So, even if you want to pick some local ones that might be, I think that was great advice with, alumni, right? The connection's already there. Business owners, they're local, then the city might, you probably have a lot of, common ground. Reach out to them. And then once you get that confidence, start reaching out to bigger and bigger ones. So that would be kind of my advice to wrap it up, because definitely unpacked a lot of gold in there. So you definitely want to get to all of it, but just start small and, get over that first hump of just doing it. And that'll build a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, I can't agree anymore. I mean, that's perfect. So we've got one more question. Would you recommend using any keywords or details in a personal summary? So if you're just starting out, I'll answer this before we kind of wrap up. If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of experience, or you don't have, a lot of things to talk about in your summary, tell a quick story. You know what I mean? For example, for me, it could be, I was born in Minnesota. I quickly got tired of the cold and moved down to Florida. That's where I spent about 15 years. I played sports in high school. When I was in high school, I got started with some entrepreneurial stuff, blah, blah, blah. I went to school, found a passion for marketing. Now I'm currently looking for people that I can learn from and that I can build my knowledge around in the space. My favorite book is X. My favorite movie is X. Just tell a quick story, make it interesting, and, set some kind of just let them know who you are, right? For example, in mine, it's like what I'm trying to do, who I'm trying to impact, right? It's going to be a little bit different. But you guys can tell a quick story, and then, what's your dream? What do you admire to be? What do you want to do, right? If you already know, or you already think put it in there, right? You don't need to, like Luke said, don't perfect anything. Just try and fill it out. That's what I always tell people. Just try and fill it out. If you can fill it out, if you can put something in each spot, you're going to look a lot better than 95% of the people on LinkedIn anyways. So we'll end with that. And, one thing too, Luke, I think you guys are on the same boat. I will put my contact information somewhere. I don't know if you guys are watching this, if you want it. My email is aaron@kennected.io. And I don't know if we can drop that in the chat or anything like that. But if you guys are looking for internships, you guys are looking for jobs, Luke at Greek House, Connected, we are always looking to give back, especially to this community. So please feel free to contact us. And, Luke, if you want to mention anything on that, I think we should end on there.
Yeah. Same. You can contact me at luke@greekhouse.org. We also have an internship page if you are interested in sales and marketing experience, and it's just go.greekhouse.org/internship. So you can check that out, but go ahead, contact us. Like I said, we're more than happy to give back. So are a lot of people just in our positions and similar positions. If it's easier to test out your first video and send it to us to get over the hump and just say, oh my gosh, I did it, go ahead and do that. We'll give you feedback on the video too, let you know what resonated, what you might want to change. And then, that way, I think the most important thing though, is if you take away anything, is actually do it. It's really easy to soak up a lot of knowledge and get really excited about it, but you'll get so much more out of actually going through the action. So, use both Aaron and I as examples. I think that's a really great, just go ahead and give it a try. We'll give you feedback, and then you can even let us know, hey, who should I reach out to next, and go through the process, and we'll be right there with you. But this is such a, like Aaron said, no one's really doing it like this, to where by just the mere fact of being different, you're going to stand out. And that's really the end goal. So I think as, the people who will take initiative with this will really go far, not just with this, but with a lot of things. So hopefully looking forward to seeing some messages from y'all. But if you have any other questions, feel free, to hit either of us up, and we're more than happy to help.
Yeah, 100%. Instagram, LinkedIn, not on Facebook, so you don't need to look for me there. And then, yeah, come check out our websites. Let us know if we can do anything. Always open to giving feedback and helping you guys out. So, and shout out the space.
Yeah, thank you so much for having the space, and everyone that's attending and watching this live. So hopefully we get to meet some of you shortly.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. That's a wrap.